So I'm in charge of all the shipping of all the goods to all over the world. I basically book the flights, do all the paperwork and get all the oysters out. We go to China, Hong Kong, we go to Thailand, we go to Holland, we go to Belgium, a bit to France, and we go to England as well. We supply everything to France and they'd be relayed back into French waters. And then what happened is that market was oversupplied one year and the market just stopped. We had a load of oysters in the bay, so we developed our purification unit and our packing unit, and my brother Joe went out to China and he sourced a few clients. We're talking about from seed to plate for a minimum size oyster, 3 to 3.5 years. You're continuously working the oysters, so you're grading them, you're moving them, and you're putting a lesser amount into each bag to get your bigger oyster. There is a bit of fear with some people about eating an oyster, but basically if you go to a restaurant, they're going to be shocked for you. To open an oyster, it is just generally practice. So you just go in from the side, you're generally nudging it in because you have a muscle on the top of the shell. So see, I have a pop there. Now what you must remember is if you gently open it, you can see your muscle up on top there. So what you want to do is slide that off, and then you can pop off the top shell. You do have another little muscle here, so you just want to loosen the meat. Some people like to keep the water in the shell, others like to drain it off for delicacy and absolute quality. Perfect. Our younger oyster might have a sweeter taste, and as they get a little bit older, some people say that they even get a little cucumber taste as an aftertaste coming from them. We've always been dairy farmers here, and my dad in about 1985, after having 5 children, he said, dairy farm isn't going to get them all through college. So he started out trial and error and he put down a few oyster beds. He was told no way would they survive out there, and here we are nearly 35 years later.
We bring in around 15 million oysters every year. It's around 400 million coming to Ireland. An oyster will spawn when it's around 26 degrees for around 6 weeks, water temperature. The most we get up to Ireland is 15 or 16 degrees. So we have 200 acres of them here, which is the guts of 200,000 bags that have to be turned 3 times a year. At the end of World War II, when the Allies went home, there was 2 million beds left behind in Normandy. I didn't know what to do with them. So one farmer got the idea, he bought the whole lot of them and threw them out in the tide. And they were made of steel, so they don't rot. And he tied the bags onto them. And that's where we started off with trestles and bags. My dad, Jim, started the company 35 years ago now. We were drip fed in over the last 20 years now. At this stage I've been here. I'm trying to manage it all. Brother Joe is the salesman. He travels the world. Shay, my other brother, he's the grading control, making sure that the oysters are perfect going out the door. And then my sister Rita is logistics, trying to make sure it gets where it has to be, when it has to be. The bay here is very shallow. It's only 5 meters of full tide, which means that during the daytime when we get sunshine, the sand warms up, so when the tide comes in, and because it's so shallow, all the heat transfers into the water, keeping the water at a high temperature. Also we have the Gulf Stream is only 10 miles off, so that keeps the bay warm as well. We also have 100% turnover twice a day of water. And we're also very sheltered. Makes this one of the most excellent bays in the country, if not in Europe, for growing oysters.